Okay, in this video I'm going to talk to you about the physical and chemical barriers to infection. So this is my very simple diagram of a person, and I'm going to start off by talking about the physical barriers. And we have one very fantastic physical barrier, which is the skin. And the skin is really effective because it stops microorganisms from getting in. And if the skin was ever to be damaged, let's say by a cut, our blood is very smart because it, oops, silly me, it clots. And if you remember, it's platelets that are in the blood that cause the clotting. And the clotting quickly seals a cut and keeps any microorganisms from getting in. So that's skin, and also the fact that blood will clot when we do break the barrier. And then we've got we've got another physical barrier actually, and that is, imagine that is the mouth. Here is the not the digestive, what am I talking about? This is the trachea, okay? So it breaks up into my bronchus, and here's my lungs, here's my two lungs. Now, the trachea is a wonderful thing, and actually the whole respiratory tract here, because it is lined with cilia. And if you remember, I'm going to do a little zoom in here of what cilia look like. Very thin, hair-like projections that line the whole tract. And with the help of mucus that is also in the respiratory tract, which will catch any invading bacteria or dust particles or anything, gets trapped in the mucus, and then the cilia can effectively push the mucus up and out of the lungs and away from this lung tissue here that's really important. So that's another physical barrier. And then we've got two chemical barriers that you need to know about, and one of them is in the eyes. And if you get something in your eye, what happens to you? Your eyes start to water and you produce some tears. And oh, that doesn't look like an A. Your tears will have enzymes basically called lysozyme, which kill bacteria. As it touches the surface of the skin. And you also have, this is not very anatomically correct, but also in here that is connected to your esophagus that kind of runs parallel to the windpipe, you've got your stomach. Now, your stomach is a really important chemical defense, because if you eat any food that contains pathogens, and remember, pathogens are disease-causing microorganisms. I'm going to abbreviate that to microbes because it's the same thing. Disease-causing microbes. So if your food contains microbes that cause disease, because the stomach is made, or it contains hydrochloric acid, which is about pH 1 to 2, this kills pathogens. Keep spelling that wrong. Pathogens upon entering the upon entering the stomach, so that they don't cause harm later in the body.